Here we're going to look at factoring by grouping. So even if they didn't say by grouping, I can kind of tell that when I have 4 terms, I could make 2 groups of 2. And I can also tell there's not a common factor for the whole problem. Like notice the first 3 all have w's, but this one doesn't. 4, 8, and 10 are all divisible by 2, but 5 isn't. You can tell there's stuff in common, but there's nothing in common all throughout. So we'll try 2 groups of 2. 4 and 5 common factor is just 1. But notice they both have at least a w squared. This one has w squared, that one has more. So I'm left with 4. W squared times w would give you w to the third. So 4w minus 5. If I multiply that back in there, just picturing checking on it. All right, then here's something you might not notice in the first couple. Like when I look at 8 and 10, I say, hey, I can divide those both by 2. But then be careful about the signs. If I factor out a 2, 2 times negative 4w gives you negative 8. And 2 times 5 gives you 10. So when you first start out, you might not notice ahead of time when you need to take the negative and when you don't. But right away, see how this and this almost match, but not quite. Well, what's the difference? The signs are different. Well, if I could factor out 2, I could have factored out negative 2. And so don't be afraid to just take the common factor. If it's just negatives, you can always fix it after. So if I factor out negative 2, now negative 2 times 4 gives you negative 8. And negative 2 times negative 5 gives you positive 10. So look, now they do match up. And so one of my factors is 4w minus 5, now that that's a common factor. And what's left is w squared minus 2. So don't worry in the beginning too much about the negative. You can always fix it, just be careful about it. So multiply it back in there and say that's negative, that's positive. You can always fix it if you don't take the negative right away.